If you're watching this video, it's because the beta is delayed and you don't know why. There's a few things that are missing for the competitive scene, and there's a few things that are missing for the casual scene. And getting a balance between both of these communities and prioritizing them is what we constantly are working on day in and day out here. So a few of the things that are missing for the competitive scene, because we are having a VR esport tournament starting in August, and we have a hard deadline on that to make sure that we can successfully launch this VAIL VR beta summer tournament. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what we're doing. One of the features that we're working on is a web API that lets tournament organizers tap into our system, and they can create custom lobbies with passwords, times, dates, names of teams that are supposed to meet. This all integrates to their website so that you can see the bracket of the tournaments in real time. You'll also see the stats of the matches, and this way we can start automating how tournaments are run so that we can start hosting and organizing even larger scale tournaments with less manual input from the organizers so that we can really blow this up. So web API is in the works and is almost here. We're also working on a feature that we have in the game that's not perfect, virtual crouch. So for accessibility and for fun and to prevent play space hacking and exploiting, we have a virtual crouch feature. So what that means is with your joystick, you can actually go up and down virtually. And a few of the things that we have to do is we have a speed issue right now where if someone is in real life crouching and virtual crouching, they get an unfair advantage to someone that either just crouches in real life or virtually crouches. So we have to make sure that that's a feature that works properly. Also, if you're crouched a certain percentage, you can walk or run at full speed while crouching, and that is a bug that needs to be fixed. Some of the things we're also working on are quality of life improvements for casting. So for casters, we're finalizing the overlay and we're finishing some of the bindings so that casters can have a smooth camera option so that when it's tournament time and casters are casting, it's an enjoyable experience for viewers as well, because not only do you have to have a good game that's fun and has competitive integrity and is not exploitable, but it also has to be fun to watch, because for an esports ecosystem to thrive, you need viewers and players, and it's something that all feeds off each other. So some of the things that we're adding include lasers so that you can actually be watching where the players are pointing at. We're also doing all the bindings for the players so that people can, or casters can click a button and go to an immediate player. We're working on a mini map feature that shows where all the players are in real time, as well as highlighting the players so that even behind walls, you can tell from a spectator point of view where they are. And the main point of conflict is the scanner itself, the artifact scanner. So we're going to highlight the artifact scanner so it's easy to follow along for casters so that they always know where the action's at. We're also going to add some hotkeys so that the person that last shot or last took damage or last did damage, with one button you can go and see where they're at and see their point of view also from third person. We're also adding some really cool smoothing options so that if we're watching first person point of view and a player is moving left and right, the camera will still stay in position so that it's a more enjoyable experience for viewers to watch. Also, if you're following a person in first person and they die, we're going to add a feature where the camera zooms out and shows the ragdoll, animation falling, so it's like a smooth transition. Some other things that we're adding right now as features are being able to put cameras in different places of the map. Primarily, this is going to be used for the two different sites, site A and B, but we're also going to put some cameras in mid, and we're also allowing the casters to set up cameras pre-match so that with the click of a button, they can go to certain angles that they want. So these are all quality of life improvements for casting, and there's much more, but I want you to know, we're working on the casting system, because if you have a tournament and the casting system isn't properly set up and it's very hard for viewers to enjoy, it's just not going to be a good time. Also, for dead player perspective, when you die, you can kind of ghost, and to moderate that is a nightmare. So we're going to now add a feature very soon where when you die in the artifact game mode, you get teleported to a room with your other dead players so that you can't ghost, and that makes it really easy to moderate from a league standpoint. Also, we're tweaking a lot of the competitive mode match length things, such as timer, warm-up period, in between round period, as well as how many rounds we're going to actually do. And this is also that there's not too much downtime. It's always fun to watch. There's always action happening, but it also gives enough time to the players in between rounds to be able to, choose loadout, reset, and also re-strategize in case it's not going their way. We just added, by the time you watch the video, it's already in. This one I feel confident on. We just added being able to monitor ping on the scoreboard so that players that might have poor ping, you can know about it preemptively. We're also adding a vote to kick feature and timeout feature so that if teams are playing and, for example, one of them needs to reset their headset, their batteries died on their Quest, or whatever it may be, you can vote to have a timeout like you would in basketball. And with that timeout, everybody can reset and then keep going. Currently, the flash bangs are way too powerful and OP. We're reworking how the system works so that it is not as abused and overpowered. And we're also working on adding some more visibility to the players. So we're going to start off with some outlines on both teams, and then potentially, depending on how that feedback is received, we might add some accent colors or some other different colors to the Rayab and Colonists so that they can be more visible and easier to see for each other, because right now in certain areas of the maps, the Colonists or the Rayab, it's very hard to see, and that's not something that you should be worrying about when you're trying to play a competitive game. And the last thing is we are still working on the footstep audio sounds and mixing all of that, and we're very close, and by the time you see this video, I hope it's already good. But this all together wraps up the high level needs of the esport competitive community. And now for the casual community, what you're all waiting for is there's about four and a half features that are almost done and are being tested right now that include voice chat, custom lobbies, a party system, a friends list so you can add your friends and invite your friends to your party, and then a custom server or custom lobby system that you can invite your friends to your party, spin up a server on your own without the need of Paper Fox or Oblivious or any dev on the team, and just go play with your friends, whether you want to do casual, competitive, or just hang out in what we call picnic mode so you can just chill with your friends and shoot the shit. That is high level competitive and casual. We're not going to let casual community come into the game until voice chat and a few of these other core features work, because getting a first experience of being in this game and not being able to talk to people and not being able to click quick play, like, you need that. So until that's done, I'm really sorry for the delay, but software development is just very hard to predict, and I do not want to pull Cyberpunk or one of those games that released a little bit too early because some business people said they had to. I'm a gamer and I know what the game needs to be good upon first impression. So that's that. The good news is if you're a competitive player and you register on ivrl.org/VAIL with the team, you'll be given access early as long as you acknowledge that it's still in alpha. And once these core features that I just mentioned are in, it will be beta. Other than that, where we plan on going, so this summer is going to be the beta and the beta tournament. The main goal is to get feedback from the community, test these core features, core gameplay mechanics, and our servers as well. And assuming everything goes smooth, there are going to be some bugs. There's going to be some issues. We're going to polish it. Might take a few months, but after we're done with that, our next goal is to start focusing on social features, which include things like designing your armory, customizing your armory, mini games for your armory so you can hang out in your own space with your friends. After we focus on the social aspect of customizing your armory and hanging out in your own space, we want to add a user-generated content creator toolkit. You'll be able to download an app that comes preloaded with all the awesome assets that we built over the last few years here at XLab. And these assets are optimized, they're designed, they're basically Lego blocks that you'll be able to go and create custom game modes and maps and a bunch of fun stuff. And that's going to be our first pass at user-generated content and community modding. And then past that, we want to build out a marketplace so that community modders and user-generated content creators have a place to, if they want, sell the things that they make in the virtual reality space. And if people want to buy it, that would be great. And do not feel any pressure to sell anything you make. If you want to put anything out for free, be my guest. That's awesome. But if you want to charge for something you create in the virtual world, we want to have a system that lets you monetize your work, because we want to help creators create careers in virtual reality. We think it's really important to have ways for people that want to get into game dev and into virtual reality game dev to have a clear career path if that's what they want to do. Some of the best people on the team come from, user-generated content, modding communities in VR that we've just been friends for a while, and we had an opportunity to bring them on. And I mean, it's really just so awesome to do that. So we want to see how we can scale that. Next year is all about getting onto PlayStation VR 2 and preparing for the next generation of hardware, such as the next gen Quest, Pico, and a few other headset manufacturers that we're also talking to as well that we're really excited about. Once next year happens, we imagine virtual reality will be much larger than what it is today. Like literally within 1 year, it should be a lot bigger. And at that point, we'll have an official release that will be fully cross-platform, let you have user-generated content, modding, a competitive esports scene, and also a casual, fun, social experience for you and your friends in VAIL. And past that, really join our Discord. Tell us what you want to see. If you want to see more game modes, if you want to see more guns, more maps, different types of game modes, like we're open to everything. And this project from day one has been extremely community-driven, and we don't plan plan on changing the way that we work. We love hearing your feedback. We love playing the game with you, and we love to work on things that you actually care about, because really at the end of the day, the only thing that makes a game good is the community that's behind it. If you were excited for the beta, just hang out in the Discord. We're going to keep you up to date with everything, and the second that these core features are in, we will let you in. We're dying to let you in. Like, I promise you, I just don't want the first impression to be that of friction. It needs to be right, and we just need to do it right.